Okay, anyhow, so yeah, that went with his outfit, and I mean, no one knew that it was that she took issue with that. No one knew that she took issue with him wearing a ball cap, and I really wish she would have said, "Do you mind taking your hat off while we eat?" And Abe would have been like, "Of course, of course." But no, I mean, how can you try to degrade or try to berate someone for something they weren't even aware of. They weren't even conscious of it being a problem. But anyhow, yeah. So she starts talking about how he wore his hat during while we ate, and how he fell asleep in a strange place, and he was like, I didn't feel like it was a strange place. Like, Leslie spent a lot of time here growing up. Like, this is where Kelly grew up. I wanted to be like, no, you're the one in the strange place, bitch. This is Kelly's grandfather's house and Kelly's grandmother's house. I can't started coming to this house before you were even in the picture, you fucking cunt. But yeah, I didn't. I did get rude with her in a minute. I'll finish. But yeah, she just kept just I mean just the weirdest things. Like, he wore his hat at dinner, and he fell asleep after he ate the Thanksgiving dinner. Oh my, he fell asleep after he ate it. Who doesn't? Doesn't everybody make jokes about people eating a lot of turkey and falling asleep? Doesn't turkey have tryptophan in it that makes people tired? Not to mention that, but he was up the night before working on an essay. That's what I thought was so fucked up. It's that she's accusing Abraham of being on drugs when the night he was up all night working on an essay. Like, the irony of that just, no, take that somewhere else. The irony of that just ate at me, and it's still eating at me. Like, out of everyone to say things to, she said it to Abe. Abe is aside from Kelly, Abraham is the nicest, sweetest, most gentle person I have ever come across in my life. And for her to say those things to a man who wouldn't hurt a fly, for her to say those things to a man that wants nothing but good and positivity for everyone, broke my heart. Oh yeah, so let me finish the story. Anyways, by this time, I was just getting pissed. I was like, I lost my ex-boyfriend to drugs. Do you think I would house up with some other motherfucker who's on dope? Like, honestly. And she was like, well, I'm sorry you went through that. And I was like, man, I ought to smack the fuck out of you. And she's like, well, that just proves how low class you are. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm low class, bitch. But you know what? If you weren't as fucking old as you were, I would have your brain splattered all over that fucking brick wall behind you. And I just turned around and walked off. I mean, I contemplated very strongly smacking the shit out of that woman. Very strongly. More than I think I've contemplated life. I thought, you know what? Right now I'm in the perfect position to backhand this bitch. But if I didn't think that it might break her neck because she's so old, I would probably do it. And I almost said, you know what? Call the fucking cops on me right now, cunt, because I'm about to beat the shit out of you. But I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't hit her. I wouldn't have wanted to inflict, real bad, really bad physical. I wouldn't have wanted to really hurt her, but I do think she deserved to be smacked. And Abe didn't say anything to her. He didn't cuss her. He didn't say anything to her. That's the kind of person that Abe is. He's it's just insane. But this is what it boils down to, okay? Before recently, or before the last year, this woman more than likely has not known my history of being a drug addict, etc. So, Charlie, take this. I don't want it right now. So, what it boils down to is her, and this is why I was so upset. What it boiled down to is not her judging Abe, but her judging me and taking it out or sort of, Charlie, I'm trying to do something, get that down, or sort of directing her judgments against me on Abe because he fell asleep or wore his hat. She knew that I was a drug addict and we had done nothing at all wrong. So the first thing that she saw, that she could possibly say anything about, she took that opportunity. Because she knew my history, so that was her. It was about her judging me and her assumptions that because I was an addict, that I would bring someone into her house who was also an addict and who would bring that lifestyle into her environment. It was about her judging me for my past, and it really hurt me that no one stood up for me. I mean, Abe was the only one that really said anything. No one defended me and Abe. That really hurt me. I mean, we were both just kind of standing there, and she was continuously disrespecting us over and over for no reason. No reason. Neither of us did anything wrong. Anything wrong. If she didn't want him to wear his hat, she should have said, "Abe, do you mind taking your hat off?" And he would have definitely been like, "Yeah, sure." And, her grandfather saw Abe in the chair. If he, he should have said to me or to Kelly, "Hey, if he wants to sleep, maybe you guys should go home if he's tired." But none of that was said. Nothing like that was said. It just came out in accusations of him being on drugs, which was really directed at me, and nobody defended me, and nobody defended him. I just felt like, wow, I don't know, it was a bad situation. And she, Kelly said that her grandpa keeps saying, we should just forget it, but I just don't think that they understand how it made me feel. It's not something I can just forget. I am a recovering drug addict. To, like, to make that accusation, I mean, that's a devastating thing. It makes me think, wow, what have I worked so hard for? Is this what people think about me? What have I done wrong? I don't think that people understand how deep that cuts. It cuts to the core, way past the bone, to the core. And it's not easy to just forget, and especially when, I mean, if Abe would have been fucked up, if he would have been up all night the night before doing drugs, then I wouldn't have any room to get mad at all. But he wasn't, and he wasn't acting. Hey, Charlie, cut it out. He wasn't acting that way. I guess I'm gonna have to make a part 3.